Chaotic greetings to you. I hate pants, in case you couldn't tell. It is mainly because every time that I go and make myself a new pair of pants or shorts, they always basically turn out mid and they're not adjustable at all. And that is frustrating. Not the fact that I'm getting older and that my body is changing, but the fact that when I put the time and effort into making a piece of clothing, I really want it to fit me for a long time, and when the pants don't, it's really annoying. And today's video is brought to you by Ritual, but more on them in a little bit. However, this pattern right here challenges that idea. Simplicity 5082 is what I'm going to be making today because it says it's jiffy, which means it's fast. And it also says one size. We all know that's a lie, but at least it tells me this time how much of a liar it is. This pattern right here goes up to a waist 32. I am a waist 44, which means that I need to add 12 inches to this pattern. I've got great news. This pattern is a rectangle with a U cut into it. I can do that. And so can you, because throughout this entire video, I am going to be telling you all of the adjustments that I made so that you don't have to go buy this pattern either in vintage or in the modern form, because yes, they did reproduce it. So let's go make ourselves some adjustable pants. Oh, my knees. Why did I think I could do that? Now I can't stress enough just how simple this pattern is. It is quite actually one piece. It's giving, here's Johnny. Okay, 52.5 inches wide. So this is where I'm gonna have to make it wider this way. So 12 divided by 2, no, 12 divided by 4 is 3. So I need 3 inches on either side, which means 58 inches wide. I don't really have fabric that's big. Maybe this will be better. Oh, lovely. 43.25 inches long. Great, I have fabric that wide. Oh, there's no pockets. Boo! Never fear, pockets will be added. But here's the real problem, is this fabric situation. I will need 116 inches of fabric to get one pair of pants. Seems excessive. And I don't know if any of my pre-washed, organized fabrics are gonna be enough for that. In a world where I would wear them on a cruise, I would do the castaway. Could this work? I had been struggling with what to make with this super fun fabric. And there's a lot of this. Let's go check and see if the measurements fit. Now to do this at home, you will just need to make sure that you have got a rectangle and then you look at this U shape, because the thing is that the first line that you see is the cutting line, and then there are stitching lines, which arguably leaves a lot of waste if you are one of the larger sizes like me. So I personally would just trace out the line that you need. Oh God, there's so much of this. Oh, spectacular. We're about to make the best blue leaf pants. How wide are you? Oh, we have got 43-inch wide fabric. Which I mean is technically the way they want them, but I was hoping to make them a little longer. Is that gonna be long enough? Oh yeah, maybe. That might actually work. And with our fabric chosen, it's time to cut it out. Now before you get too concerned that this is gonna require some tactical, chaotic gremlin sewing cutout time, no. It's just going to involve 3 tears, at least for my fabric, which is enough of a cotton and has a tight enough grain that I will just be able to snip and pull at 60 inches each. Because I have decided to leave myself 1 extra inch on either side, that way in case the pattern is a little too tight, I am not going to completely run out of room in these pants. Yes, these are overkill, but it was funnier that way. Oh, why are you fraying weird? I mean, you are on grain. You're just fraying weird. That should be fine. I'll just roll the hem a little bit more because it's a little bit looser for weave than even I thought, but it's not going to stop me. And this is what I have extra, which is probably like 2 yards, which will be more than enough to do something matching later on. And while I may be good at occasionally putting away my fabric, one thing that I am not good at is taking care of me. And that's where the sponsor of today's video, Ritual, comes in to help out. I knew I wanted to get started on taking a multivitamin because my diet definitely leaves some things out. Thanks, food allergies. So I have been taking Ritual's Essential 18+, because not only are their products clinically backed in a double-blind test, but they are also traceable, so I know exactly what I'm putting into my body. And not only have I noticed a difference in how I feel every day, but also I've noticed just how gentle they really are on my very particular stomach. And bonus, they are vegan-friendly, non-GMO certified, gluten-free, and do not contain any of the major allergens. Which is great for a laundry lister like myself. So if this sounds like it would fit into your daily routine, go to ritual.com/StephanieCanada or scan the QR code right here and use my code StephanieCanada to receive 25% off your first subscription with Ritual. And thank you to Ritual for sponsoring today's video. But now, let's head back and finish up these pants. Now, I have my fabric right side to right side with the selvage little white annoying wamsuda thing up where my waist is going to be. Arguably, does that mean the print is probably going to be upside down? No, there's enough leaves going the other way that I'm not worried about it.
Sure, Jan.
Take my 2 pieces, floop them on the table, fold it in half, and then mark that spot. And then I'm going to take you with me. This is how graceful it is one-handed, kids. Right there. But hey, look, we got the center. Dear viewer, in fact, it would bother her, so she is going to turn it around. Fun fact, in the end, this truly will not matter, and she will realize it in 3, 2, 1. Oh, it goes up the middle where the change is. Oh. It's gonna look slightly awkward no matter how I deal with it. Okay, great. And what I'm gonna do is I am just going to trace out the U shape on here, and then I will go in and take it out the additional 3 lines that would be near where my waist should fall. Each stitching line is 3/8 inch apart from one another. So in total, I need to add 1 1/8 inch from the final stitching line. Maybe we just do it the old-fashioned way. But what you may have noticed here is that I am actually drawing from the cut line. Do not do this. Draw your extra lines from the last stitching line available on the pattern. But flaws and all, I want to thank my members both here and on my new Patreon for helping me produce this content. Without all of you, this wouldn't be possible. And at this point, a normal person would be like, wow, that's really great. Now I'm gonna have a nice pair of pants. Let's just go ahead and get sewing. I am not normal. We're gonna make a pocket. Because the thing with this pattern is no matter what I do, these pockets are gonna be heckin' awkward to access. So I made a rectangular patch pocket to try out. Now, this is just a prototype, but I am going to try it because I feel like this would be enough of a hand entrance to come in, and it's clearly big enough for the cell phone. The tricky part about this is I'm going to be nitpicky about how this actually lines up with the fabric, which means I'm actually going to try to pattern match, which means that we have to go to the sewing machine. Now the first step in this was to turn my fabric 1/4 inch and press it so that I can stitch it down. I mainly did this because my fabric was threading way more than I ever expected. If your fabric is a tighter weave than this, you will not need to do this step. And once I finished my step 2, I was able to go to the patterns step 2, where I turned it over an extra 1 inch so that I could stitch it down, giving it the hems to the pant skirt. And so I set to task doing this 4 times, 2 per piece. And truly the part about this project that is very simple, although I dislike it, is that it's all straight lines. Straight lines are annoying, but they're fast. One down, 3 to go. Two down, 2 to go. POV, you're standing over my shoulder waiting for me to be done with these pants. And now that these are done, it's time to sew the U shape. But I do have to remember that I have to make it wider. Dear viewer, in fact, she had already made it wider. However, because she screwed it up the first time, this actually solved the problem and therefore made it vaguely the right size. And now you can also see my U is a lot larger. 13 inches across, 16.5 inches down, and then curvy. And then with my small army of pins aligned and ready to work, it was time to stitch. But first, a quick reminder. 1/2 inch, not 5/8, 1/2 inch. In case you're ever wondering how she gets that shot, this is how. I've got one tripod leg through there, and I've got a GoPro. You're welcome. let's try them on as best we can. So there is no front, there is no back. It's just crotch curve like so. And then, oh yeah, this is awkward. Also doing this in a dress. There's no closures right now. Oh my God. Okay, listen, I think that'll be fine. I can't really do this without someone else here, and there's no one else here. We'll see how it goes after I sew in the closures. What an idea. And now the nice part about this next step where you fold and fold, it's literally just like last time. Exactly like last time. And because I'm doing this top one with the selve edge up here, which is the factory finished edge, which apparently some of you in my comments get kind of heated that I don't clip into it, I don't do anything to it. No, I leave it exactly as is because I find vintage selve edges in cottons to literally not change. Maybe I'm just lucky, but that's my little tip. So I'm just gonna iron this over and we're gonna stitch the exact same way. Now, with the pants done-ish, done light, done almost, I have my little channels up top here, which the front section that goes here will get the elastic because that is going to latch in the back. And then the back section gets the pretty blue ribbon. The pretty blue ribbon. And that will wrap around and tie for a little bow on the front. So let's bring you down a little bit here. Let's do this elastic together now, shall we? Wow! So they say to cut it 3 inches bigger than your waist. I don't feel that to be necessary. Just feed it in and then figure it out and then cut it once it's in the thing. Pick a side and that's gonna be the front. I don't think it matters. That'll be fine. Safety pin! Oh, I think they're in the container. Hang on.
A few moments later.
Container. And we're gonna take the big boy, the big whopper, because that is going to be objectionably easier. So you take the alligator, you stab it through, you make the alligator close its jaws, and then you wiggle said alligator through the channel. Ta-da! Springy, springy, springy. Then after securing my elastic, it was time to thread the ribbon through. Yeah. But first, I get to do my favorite thing ever. Fire! Look at that, much better. I definitely just didn't do the entire thing and forgot to push the button. I don't know what you're talking about. But I think these will work. I am quite pleased, actually, with the fact that they are just rectangles on my body. They do vaguely look like pants. I do have to figure out how to get the pockets to sit nicely. So I set about marking the outer edge of my pockets with safety pins, and they ended up being 5.5 inches from the center seam. Then it was time to find scraps that lined up perfectly. Folding the pocket edge 1/4 inch over itself and stitching it down, creating a sort of one-turn hem. And then top stitching that onto the pants themselves. I did end up turning the bottom of the pants up the 1/4 inch to hide the Wamsuda logo to the inside, and then stitched that down. And I do want to thank Ritual again for sponsoring today's video, and don't forget, if you want to add Ritual to your daily routine, go to ritual.com/StephanieCanada or scan the QR code and use code StephanieCanada to get 25% off of your subscription. But how did the pants turn out? Let's go find out. Ow. So I guess I'm sewing these at the sides. I don't know. I hate pants. I swear I can do math. Oh, this is crooked. I'm so sorry. Straight in this economy? Don't know her. Oh, that was underwhelming.